Hello, everyone. It's the day after Veterans Day, November 12th. Thank you to any veterans that are in the group. So it is about 11:09 my time, Central Time. And I know that I didn't really promote today. I wasn't even sure if I would be able to be here today due to some illnesses in the family. And I wanted to tell everyone how much I appreciate your prayers. And so my mom is doing better, still in the hospital, but it was a really very touchy situation there. And I've been going through this with her for a while now, and it's really horrible, honestly. Not just me, not just what I have to deal with, but we're all dealing with stuff like this, and it's a part of life that it's very hard to process, but everyone has to go through this at some point with the loss of a loved one or the possible loss of a loved one. So I thought I just wanted to thank everybody, make a short video. I'm going to, since no one's here, I'm just going to go ahead and record what I wanted to share this morning regarding midterm elections. And I don't want this to be taken in the wrong way. I'm not going to promote or attack any one party, but I am going to bring out some important facts about midterms and how it relates to your finances. So I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm going to go to my little slideshow from the current slide. So this is where we're at, guys, in the balance of power right now, currently, as of this morning. And what we're seeing is, so like in the House of Representatives, the Republicans are taking the lead. And in the Senate, it's a toss-up, honestly. If they get to 50-50, you always have the vice president that can break the tie vote there. But if they do have the House of Representatives, and looks like I got Joe hopping on here. Hey, Joe. You hear me, brother?
Hey, I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. I was just going, there's nobody here, so I was just going through these slides to kind of record it for people about
Okay.
what's kind of going on with the balance of power. So
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to fly through. I don't know if you can see my slide or not.
I can, yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is where we're at right now, brother. It looks like we're heading for gridlock, but yet it's really unbelievable that it's that we can't know what the results are. And
They're pulling the same stuff.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
whole bunch of truckloads of mail-in ballots with no signatures.
yeah,
You
and
know,
it's
I mean,
so
they're
it
pulling their same stuff.
really shows where we're at, as a country. Um, so if we do get to gridlock, which I hope we do, um, Congress will either be split or fully Republican. But the Senate is still technically up for grabs. The House of Representatives firmly belongs to the GOP, which means there's zero chance of a Democratic sweep, regardless of political views. That is really great news for your portfolio. And this is why, as you can see in this chart here, whenever you've had a split, or where you've had a Democratic president, let's say, and a split Congress, the markets, the S&P react usually within several months. And so, as you can see right here, most likely outcomes according to these recent polls is when you have a Democratic president and a split Congress. I got to move this out of the way here. You can see a possible 14% in past history. Of course, past history is not an indication of what will happen, but it would look really good for your 401k. And what's the reason for that? Well, stocks soar under divided government. Why do stocks perform so well under gridlock? It's simple. Nothing will get done in Washington for the next 2 years. And that's good, because that means there's going to be no sweeping bills, tax hikes, and businesses like that, right? So things become much more predictable when we know nothing can happen, right? So I myself love gridlock. I love gridlock because we don't need a bunch of guys and gals making laws 24/7. We got so many laws on the books already. It's unbelievable. It would take 3 lifetimes to read all the laws that are on the books. Here's a reason why I'm still a little bit pessimistic. This was about 6 years ago. I don't know if you recognize that, but that's me and Senator Rand Paul. Rand Paul was wearing a shirt that said 18 trillion. And bear in mind, this was 6 years ago, right? Where are we at now? What's the national debt 2022? Is it 18 trillion? No. 19 trillion? No. Over the past 100 years, the U.S. federal debt has increased from 410 billion in 1922 to 30.93 trillion in 2022. How much does each person owe on the national debt? As of November 1st, 2022, the U.S. Treasury's official figure for the debt of the federal government is 31.2 trillion, or more precisely, they read out the number. That equates to $93,655 for every living person in the United States, including babies. I don't know about you, but doesn't that kind of tell us we're born into debt? So, is this going to get any better? Well, if we are in gridlock, at least this won't get any worse, hopefully. But the problem is the damage is already done. How are we going to erase this debt? Well, and we got inflation on top of it to boot. The little good news is inflation's went down, according to the CPI numbers here, the recent numbers. And so it looks like Jerome Powell's tactics are working by slowing down the money supply, making it harder to create new money through loans. And that's a good thing as far as devaluation of your currency, of your money. The crazy thing is the target rate is 2 to 3% for the Fed and inflation. Even let's say at 2%, I mean, after 10 years, you've diminished the value of your dollar by 20%, 25%, somewhere in that area. So that's really horrible when it comes to the out view. If you've worked 8 hours a day and you got paid for 8 hours a day, in 10 years, it will be that value of what you did will only be worth 6 hours. So that is not looking good. And what it tells us is we have to make more in interest, which means we take on more risk in order just to keep the value of our dollar. And what that really means is at some point, faith in the currency is going to weaken. Even though right now they're saying we have a strong dollar, like say in comparison to the euro, the fact of the matter is that dollar is not strong. It's just that the euro is completely weak because Europe right now is going through its share of trouble. So, however, right now the euro and dollar are trading pretty much close to parity. Nickel for nickel. So, the only thing I think that's keeping us above water is innovation. That there's been so much innovation that it has increased productivity and efficiency, so much so that prices tend not to go and reflect what actual inflation is doing to people. And this is just kind of a sign of how fast things have innovated. But at some point, we're going to, just like any trend, we'll see a decline. So here's the 2 books I was going to recommend: The Story of Money and The Creature from Jekyll Island. Not real fun books to read, but definitely books we should read so that we understand our money system, which we are not taught in school, and that we should have been taught in school, but maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. But all I want to say is that these 2 books will make you get really serious about figuring out how money's working in your life. Because really, what is money? Money is a way for you to store the energy and the time you've spent working, and also to have options in life. So money is very important. It's probably one of the most major inventions of humans. And it can be a tool, but it also can be a major energy leak, or leak from our of our hard work. So, and our system's kind of designed to do that, and these 2 books will point it out and help us all understand it. So I'm going to stop sharing there, Joe, and then I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.